Good afternoon, Gambia. This is Family Gambia. I am Mr. Usman Fofana, National Coordinator and Peace Education Instructor for Family Gambia. Family Gambia is a sister NGO of Liberia that was trained as trainers of trainees in peace education from 2003 to 2004 by United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees, that is the UNHCR. Later moved to Sierra Leone and then to the Gambia, and established in 2009 where it's launched Family Gambia in training staff and institute peace education to schools just as we did in Liberia, as well to the communities, helping to build the capacity of individuals, families, the general public, children and their parents to learn skills and attitude of peace in peace education through community programs, training communities on skills and attitude of peace, peace leaflet to public and private institutions, for public awareness and sensitization, media talk shows in all media platforms for public awareness in skills and attitude of peace, conduct lecture sessions in schools to build self-esteem, teach skills and attitude of peace for students to help develop their non-violent skills and attitude of peace. A regional NGO working in the area of education and peace education, we collaborate with Ministry of Basic and Secondary Education to sign Memorandum of Understanding to work with schools within the 6 regional education directory zones, that is from region 1 to 6 in the Gambia. In the area of education, teaching peace education, organized peace education programs and activities within the confinement in schools, coupled with peace trip to other schools, as well a visit to public and private corporations, combined with peace talk show at radio stations for public awareness and drop out within our localities, especially the communities of Kanifing and Bakau in previous years. Currently, we are working with 28 different schools comprising lower, upper, and senior secondary schools of Regional Education Directory 2, hoping to extend to Region 1, Region 2, Region 3, and other regions. So today, we are here to start our first lectures on Block TV about the objective of the program, which is called Peace Education. And the first topic is, what is peace? Actually, there are so many peace education or peace organizations in the world, we may call it, so most of them are called advocates, but we are called educators. We take in peace from the educational standpoint, the way we teach other subjects in class, and that's how we teach peace education in class, because we know you cannot teach peace education only in class. You have to reach out to communities, and that is, if you teach peace education in class, you deal with students and teachers. So the students also have parents. So if you leave the parents, that should be a gap. So that is why we have also community outreach programs and activities, and alongside our lecture sessions in community level. But it's capacity building trainings, and also the communities are within the society. We also have media, because they are very important in terms of sensitization awareness. So meaning we also have our peace education lectures in all media platforms. Talk less of the institutions. They build the country in terms of the government structure. So we also have peace leaflet for public institutions and private corporations, all what is all about to teach people, learn what is actually peace. That is to have that skills and attitude of peace. If you tell a layman what is skills, a skill could be a knowledge that is translated in your daily life. If your skills is not translated, or your knowledge is not translated in your daily life, meaning you lack the skills, meaning it is one thing to go to school and acquire PhD, bachelor, whatever. It's another thing to acquire knowledge. So these two things are incomparable. So if you don't have that knowledge in you, meaning that document you acquire in schools, it is all what? Nonetheless. That is why we have what we call low intellectual habit in our society. And then peace education from the Family Gambia is hoping to address those issues in the Gambia in collaboration with our partner donors and also our partner institutions, our partner media. Today, like I said, our topic is, what is peace? What is this word peace that we're talking about? Peace means different thing to different people. meaning my peace is different from someone's peace, or my peace is different from your peace. So that shows that what is not good for you, don't do it for someone else. What is not good for someone, don't do it to anybody. So always try to take things from your own angle. Peace is the absence of war, and war can be break into different categories. It doesn't mean that maybe when there is an armed conflict, it's only war. In my country, they think that war is about armed conflict. If you go back to dictionary, the war, it even tell you problem. And obviously, there are rampant problems in this country. And it's everyday business. So when there is no war, and I ask my audience, those of that online and following the program, do we have no problem in this world or in this country? I think if your answer will be what? We have a lot of problems. That is why every day everybody is complaining. Peace is non-violence. Recently, the news that people are, if you listen to the news, sometimes you will hear some terrible things people are doing to each other. You don't even know whether we are human beings on earth. And the beauty of being in this earth is to become what? Unifying dignities in the art of the world we live. That shows that peace is dignity. To dignify ourselves as human beings, meaning anything that comes to our way, we must have control over it. And then that is why we are the real animals or living things in science that talk about we have senses to deliver, senses to reason. And that is why we have what we call education. That's the only difference between us and the animals in the bush. Education. Do we really have that education that is going to shape people in this country? That is leading to what? Peace is wisdom. Wisdom is to distinguish the right and wrong. You might think that something that is right to you, in your opinion, could not be even right to you. So wisdom goes with what? Knowledge. And it attributes to what? Intellectual habit. So the people that we think are intellectuals are every day disappointing us. And that is why we find it very difficult to move as a country. Peace is self-esteem. Some people will call it confidence. No. Self-esteem is discipline over one's mindset. You must have a discipline in your mind. Not to discipline someone. That is called internal. It has to come from you. And when it comes outside, it becomes respect. So meaning the mind has to be what? Discipline. That is control exercise. You must have that in you. Peace is about pride. Pride means to be respected and to respect others. Not about what you think is, what you do is better than others. No. It's not that pride we are talking about here. But whatever you do must be better or appreciated for everyone. That's the prayer we are talking about. Peace is freedom. Peace is justice. Lack of poverty. I think there is poverty everywhere in this country. Basic needs. There are some people who don't even have their breakfast, their lunch, and their dinner. Some people will say, no, everybody is eating in the Gambia here. No, the answer is no. There are others. That is why you will see some people that are begging on the streets. You will see some disabilities, some very vulnerable people, and they can be even hurted on those, places that they normally go for this begging. They should not, So most of the people think that the money they have is their power, but they forget that it's because of people they get that money or positions they are. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you should be proud of what you have. It is people that make you to get that. So please calm down, people. Good health. If you are not strong, if I am not good health, I cannot reach here. Good government or governance. Here, Block TV, if they don't have good governance, we will not reach to what the level they are, or they will not reach to the level they are making an online TV. Honesty. We have to be open to each other. Peace is love. In others, they will say, okay, love, yeah. That love you're talking about is called romantic. That is romantic love. But love in general means you love what you are doing. You have passion. People see that, yes, if you are a journalist, you love to become a journalist. But you cannot be half-half. sitting on the fence. You cannot decide. And if you love something, you become very competent and efficient. So that's the love we are talking about. Love your country. You have to think about possible things, positive things that will bring development for this country. And then talk about social concern. How do we discuss about our social concern, our society concern, and what not. Peace is about transparency. I can list down what is the definition of peace throughout the day, or I cannot finish it. To the next level of peace, when you talk about peace, it's all about preventing the collapse of the existing joy, happiness, togetherness, and oneness. I think we have some breakout in this country. So many problems, so many dysfortunate things, unhappy situations. People are not free in this country because of their minds are not steady. People are not free in this country because of chaos. People are not free in this country because of we don't trust each other anymore in this country. People don't trust any other. Everybody is now, I don't know. I think we are in darkness. I could use this word darkness. Darkness in the sense that we have to have a breakthrough to see the reality of the world so that we know what we think. I was just giving an example that look at the traffic. Some people are even driving the traffic on the road. They don't even know that they are driving a car in the road. Their mind is not even on the driving. And some of them are unskilled drivers. And some of the mad road users. You know, you'll be on road, a car is coming or a rider is coming. Instead of leaving the car or the road, because they are very fast and they can kill. We can kill each other. But no, you will put your shoulders up. Knock me. All those things. We don't give chance to each other on the traffic. Everybody's busy. And where are you going? It's just to your home. We all possess internal and external skills of peace. Every human being has peace. That's why we all love peace. We all love peace. There's nobody in the earth who will say, I don't love peace. But it becomes difficult on how we can release those skills and attitude to ourselves and others for the peaceful coexistence. The fact that peace is more than an absence of war or conflict, because it's difficult for many of us to release that skills and attitude of peace. So therefore, there are skills for all of us to learn. That skills we should learn it. Because it is only through education a country can be built. Without education, a country cannot be built. If we are to achieve long-lasting peace, we have to learn those skills and attitude of peace and face the reality and stop building up so many other sentiments that has no place in this world, and especially this beautiful planet of the world called Gambia. When you talk about peace, you talk about all different angles of peace: society, government, and personal peace. Peace can only be allowed if you realize your dignity. How do you have your dignity? Lack of peace in the world, our dignity and pride have been taken away. And this is what is happening in this country. That is to say, when you lose your dignity, you cannot feed yourself properly. You will not have your daily business. Some of us, when we receive our salaries, that's the very day our salary finished. And this small country, a country that has a population less than a capital city, because I travel a lot, I've seen so many other parts of the world, the people cannot feed themselves their daily business. Most of us are beggars. Most of us are beggars. So where is our pride as human beings in this world? They cannot take care of their well-being, and we will be lingering around as refugees. If you're not careful, we will not even know our parents, because most of our parents lack some of this parental care and love. Therefore, Gambians, let us keep the peace. Peace is not about you or me. is about our well-being and dignity. So if we lose peace, we have lose our dignity and pride. Now we come to the internal skills of peace. What are those internal skills of peace? One, moral, M-O-R-A-L, moral. And under moral means capable of distinguishing between right and wrong. You must know what is right and wrong. If you cannot distinguish these two, you will even think that this is right when it's wrong. And you will think that this is wrong when it's already right. And then now you are in what? A dark situation. You might think that, okay, it's my right to do this. On the whole, it is wrong. You might think that, okay, it's wrong to do this. On the whole, it is right. So that is moral. That's very important for us to have that in you. Another internal skills or moral is relating to right and wrong as determined by duty. If you are doing a duty, you should know that this duty is very right, you should do it. And then you must do it. It's part of your code of conduct. You should not say, okay, because of Mr. X, I'm doing this. Because of Mr. X, I'm doing this. No. It's because of this is right for all of us. Because why? The institution you find yourself, where you are working. You are not working for your pocket. You are not working for any individual. You are working for the interests of all of us, that you and I will sit and enjoy. If you spoil that place, when you leave out, you will face that the same problem because you spoil the place and that place is within the society and you cannot go outside the society. So you must have that moral in you. Two, self-control. That is control exercise. That is self-discipline over one's presence of mind. You must have that discipline in your mind. How do you talk to people? How do you address people? How do you manner yourself? How do you comport yourself? How do you get to people? How do you reach out to people? How do you relate to people? It's very, very important. How do you relate to whatever you are doing? You must have that self-control. How do you become a good journalist? How do you think you are related to be a good teacher? How do you think you are related to yourself to become a big doctor, a minister, a president? You must have this in you, self-control. You must have discipline. Before you alter a word, before you vomit a word, in the beginning we say what? What is not good for someone, don't do it to another person. So therefore, you should not do something that you don't like to others. So you must have that self-control in you. Self-esteem, the judgment of right to claim as a reward, regard, honor, a blamable or punishable in moral conduct or good opinion of oneself. Nobody want to be blamed. Nobody want to be what? Dishonored. Nobody would like to be disregarded. Everybody want to have a reward. Whatever you do, yes, we try to encourage each other whatever we are doing. We always want, it's okay, it is a right as human beings to support each other. I am doing this thing. Why are you hating me? Because I know more than what you know. I can do something more than what you can do. I think if you jappole me or you help me, we grow together. Because I'm going to also help others so that we build together as a society that we live. You know this, I know this. So when you know this, we lift it up. When I also know this, I lift you up. Peace is about love. To be pleased with, to be kind enough, to be content with what you have, to respect what you have, to love each other. How do you love each other? You love each other as human beings. That yes, what you have is what I have. What you have is what I have. What you can do, that's what I can do. And that means our similarities are more than our differences. You know, if you look at all of us, we are the same kind of human beings. Peace is happiness. If there is no happiness in you, obviously you are not peaceful. That is, you must have contentment in mind. Your mind should have state, but you are thinking over so many things. You know, thinking up and down, no actual pleasure. Feeling produced by enjoyment or expectation of the world. So definitely, at least that is very important. If you do that, if you start thinking all over things, you become confused. You cannot have a thing to decide. Especially when you are holding key positions or people are rely on you, you end up failing yourself and failing those people that you are leading. And even as you, as an individual, how do you get out from all these problems that you face to get a better life? Because the possibilities are explored in this world to capitalize and get the chances you live. External peace. We talk about internal skills. Now we talk about external skills. Approach. How do you approach people? One, respect. Discipline is internal. Respect is external. It's coming out. To have reference or regard to people. That is very, very important. To appreciate, to honor or value properly. That is, whatever somebody is doing, don't undermine it. Try to applaud the person, to honor and respect the guy, what he's doing. To set just a price, that is to value or estimate on. How do you think this guy, the opinion, how do you think your opinion? You don't have to control over others on your opinion. You must have to balance your opinion. You must not think that your opinion is always right. So if you do that, nobody will appreciate you. Because you think that you know all, when absolutely you are just an empty barracks, make more sound. Peace, internal skills or external skills, oneness, that is unity, which is very difficult in this country. People coming together and become one. It's very, very important. It's very, very difficult in this country. People are killing each other, whether you know it or not. I've been hearing so many stories in terms of all political sentiments, tribal sentiments, and all whatnot. Individual sentiment, our neighborhood, how do we live in our marriage? Our marriages are all discarded and distorted. All these things are happening in this world, in this country. Nobody believes on each other. Because of what? We lack that unity, that oneness in us. The property of being one as Gambians is lacking. But if not, we will grow. You will have a business. You will see a Nigerian having a business or another outside country. They will pass through the Gambian and go to that Nigerian to buy there. Because they will not like, because you are a Gambian, so they will not buy from you. They will buy from that Nigerian. So where is us as Gambians? Where do we value each other as Gambians? It is right time, or time has come, for us to stop these nice words. But we engage ourselves, our opinions. We engage our opinions to discuss these issues of how we move as a country. The external skills must be empathy. That is read onto the other word, empathy. Is the ability to share one's feeling. What today, I have a funeral or one of my relatives passed away. You also have that emotion with me and join me in the prayers. Yes, I have a difficulty that today maybe, like I said, I lose my fees money. I don't have fees money for my family. Or I think of, I want to pay some of my examination bill at the University of the Gambia. Or the university students our university lecturers are on strike. Or the political tension that is coming. So how do we know that, yeah, this is Gambia, let's feel for each other. And emotion, let us not hurt for each other. And drop out all these sentiments that we going through. Every time we talk about issues, we don't have solutions to them. Why? We must have solutions to any problem. Any problem we have faced must have a solution. Endurance, that is, you must have patience on whatever you are doing. You must be not having a habit of mind that is unable to suffer affiliation. You don't be suffering yourself to inflict some pain in you, provoke on yourself, or to other evils within a calm of unresolved temper. Everybody has temper, but how do we go about our temper? Does not necessarily mean that we have to have endurance. We must have patience to each other. You don't have to insult me. Why are you insulting me? You don't have to be cruel on me. Why? You don't have to be feeling jealous on me. Why? You must have to have that patience in me. You must don't see me and say, okay, what he's doing is very important. I don't know whether, let me see whether he's doing is important. All right? When we talk about peace, we are looking at all levels of society, such as government, internal community or international community, and personal relationship. The international community will dictate the world. And if they are dictating the world, that is absolutely controlling the minds of people that has a wrong opinion or different opinion. And a personal relationship, we also have our different opinions. Peace. We talk about skills now. We're now talking about the categories of peace. The two categories. The two skills are internal and external. Now we're coming to the categories of peace, which is internal and external peace. Internal peace, one, peace within the community, that is peace with other people, from you to other people, from you to other people. B, or second one, peace outside oneself now, from you to others. The third one is global peace, which is the culture of peace the world over. We have that culture of peace in the Gambia, and that is the only angle of peace we portray in. Example, love. We talk about love as internal skills, good moral, application of diverse culture. So we have to appreciate our diverse culture. So that means we all come from what? A society, that is a tribe, and then we have to apply those tribes. No matter what, we have to apply it. So you don't have to tell me that, yes, my tribe is better than you. No, of course. That's not the case. You can, where on earth you will see that? Maybe you call God to come and rescue you, but that's not possible. Honest to people. That is why trust are broken. There is no honest. There is no trust in the world. People don't trust each other. You come to my shop, you don't even know who I am because of so many crimes and violence have rampant all over. Okay, so they are signaling me for time, okay? Yeah, so you can see peace work is not easy. How do we lose that internal peace before we go to external peace? How do we lose that internal peace? One, fighting. We fight each other because we quarrel. We hate each other. We spiritually do some marabo things. Somebody is good and you go to marabo and try to spoil the guy. And where is our faith as we call ourselves Muslims? Maybe what you believe in Islam is not the way I believe. So we can see religion also has a diverse view. Lack of patience. So you don't have patience for yourself, so you don't have respect for anybody. Lack of happiness. You don't have happiness in you, so you cannot explore your happiness in others. That is why the best charity on earth is smile. I always disturb people to smile whenever I meet them. So thank you very much for listening for the first part of the show.